Okay, so they have to go to the pediatric gastroenterologist.
Right, and they might have to do that thing, where they put it down in your throat.
Yeah.
Down to see what's going on, because even though he is gaining weight, which is good, right?
He's throwing up a lot.
Yeah, even if you give him anything more than an ounce at a time, right? He throws it all back in your face. I've had to change clothes many times, not liking that one.
Now the baby's like 2 weeks old or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and he was 2 weeks early, so I don't know. I don't know, you guys are the medical ones, if that makes a difference. If he'd stayed longer, would it be different? And then my daughter, the internet can be your worst enemy, because she goes online
and finds the worst thing.
Yes, and so now all these symptoms she's seeing that she wasn't really seeing before, and there was something that said that if mom was on antibiotics before the baby was born, that this is a symptom of what that would do. Right? So now, the guilt trip is kicking in and
yeah, but I'm sure that the type of antibiotics were on were not necessarily the kind that were harmful.
Well, no, and she was on it because she had kidney stones. She still does.
Oh,
she has one the size of a golf ball that they're going to go in. They had to wait 6 weeks after delivery. They went in and put some kind of stint in her bladder or something.
Wow.
To keep it in one area, because if it falls below that area, she's in like labor pains. It feels like it's such.
Yeah, that's what kidney stones are like. Now, how old is your daughter?
She'll be 30 this year.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's not old.
She's not old, but I'll tell you what she needs to do. This is the
drink more water.
Not drink a lot of water. She's got to go on. The overall thing that most people need to do. A wellness plan, because if she's having kidney stones, her body's imbalanced.
And every time she gets pregnant, she has this problem. Every time.
Well, you got to be careful because you're out of balance. But she has it before, and so then when she gets pregnant, everything's exacerbated, and so then she gets the symptoms. But
on the 13th, they have to go in and do some kind of procedure where they go in and blast it.
Yeah, lithotripsy.
To make it dissolve or something.
Yeah, and then she'll be cured. But you said she had this before.
Last time she was pregnant, yeah?
Yeah, so if she keeps developing it, that means her system's out of whack.
Yeah, good luck with trying to get her to do anything healthy. They have told her from many, many years, drink lots of water, and she carries around those water bottles.
It's not just drinking water.
You have to drink it.
She has to...
Just carries
Okay.
If you open her car, right, there's all these water bottles with like 3 or 4 sips out of them in the back of her car. It's like, they don't do any good if you don't actually
Is it that she doesn't
drink
like
them.
She doesn't like water?
She doesn't like water. Yeah.
All right. Well, there are other things that she can drink that are good water substitutes. For instance, there's a lot of herbal teas that taste good, and they even have a little bit of sweetness to them, that are decaffeinated and will be like drinking water, and she might be able to tolerate more. This is what I do every day.
I know. You have to be more available.
This is what I do every day. Well, if I get everything going, I'd love to have people like her who I can coach and say, okay, try this. Because I know certain people that drinking water, optimal, but you can use teas for medicinal purposes, so we can find a concoction that's going to work to balance her system, but also will taste good and she'll enjoy it, so she will drink it. She needs fluids, okay? Yeah. And so she's not getting the fluids.
The key to these wellness plans is you have to make them simple enough that the non-health buffs
can do it, yeah.
will participate.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is...
I'll give you a good example. I joined this thing called Market America. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
I joined it because it can make money for nonprofits at no cost to them.
Wow.
So
okay.
I joined it, but they also have this health food branch.
Okay.
Right, and you're supposed to drink all the, they have these drinks and they have these, vitamins and blah blah blah. So I met with one of their coaches, if you will, who I take a million drugs from the strokes that I had and blah, blah, so I have a regular regimen for my doctor, but the problem is there's so many of them, right? And after, I've been on them for like 5 years.
Yes.
Right? And I don't think they're doing anything anymore. I really don't.
Well, you don't know this, but let me just tell you something. medications, after you've been taking them for a long time, the effect of the medicine starts to wear off. That's number one that most people don't know. Okay, so it's not necessarily something that you're doing wrong. This
Right,
just happens.
but they just want to keep giving me more. So they gave me this whole regimen to take, right? And they shipped it to me, right? Well, here's just in one day, 12 more pills to add to my current regimen.
No.
Plus, there was a bunch of these powdered things you mix with water, blah, blah, blah. Well, I took those pills and I put them on the back shelf. But the stuff that you mix with water and you just drink, I take those. Those I will take.
Okay.
Because, one, they don't taste so bad. But when they give me all these pills, they forget. I have, as a result of that thing they put down your throat, when they intubate,
yeah.
Right. Well, they skim it, whatever it is that allows me to swallow, right?
Yes.
So if you see me in person, you'll notice I spend a lot of time looking to the left because that's the only way I can open that area to swallow.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So imagine trying to take 20, 25 pills every day.
No.
I might as well shoot myself in the head.
Oh,
right?
I'm going to send you a website. See, look, I meet all these people where they have things that you can drink as opposed to a bunch of pills you can take. I don't like taking pills either.
And they're hard to swallow and they taste nasty.
First of all, you would do well with a healthcare practitioner that would help you back off of some medications and see what's working and what's not working. So you have to do what's a reverse therapeutic trial, which means you have to say, okay, keep everything the same. We're going to stop this pill and see what happens. All right, you're fine. Okay, now we're going to stop this pill. See what happens. Okay, you're fine. And you may end up getting off a lot of the things. Now, in medicine, we haven't necessarily taken that approach. We just keep adding more and we never take anything away.
Yeah, as long as you're not complaining, they assume everything is hunky-dory. You know, at the VA, the vets, they just add it. Oh, you have an ailment? Here, take this. Oh, you're not feeling happy? Okay, take this, right? But they never, exactly what you say, follow up to see, okay, how long, like they refill my prescriptions. They're 90-day prescriptions, and they give me 5 refills. So technically, I don't have to go back to my doctor for a year and a half.
That's what I was going to say. That's a lot. Yeah. Well, there are many people out there that would work with you to try to get you to some type of regimen that you can sustain and feel good about. Because if you're taking all those medications and they're working, you're definitely having side effects. You may not even notice them at this point because you're used to it.
Right. Exactly.
But you're having side effects, okay? Even if you can't see what's going on, there's other things that are happening in your body. So to keep you on all these chemicals, net long term is not going to necessarily be the best thing. The only issue that has happened in America is that people are they treat their doctor like God, and they're afraid that if anybody changes anything or does anything, something bad's going to happen to me. And we just have to get out of that and realize that if you get somebody who's listening to you, who's going to say, okay, here's what we're going to try and here's why, and you work with them, a lot of times you can simplify so many things. And getting yourself on I'm not saying health food, but on a regimen that is good for your body, and everybody's different. Because like your daughter, everybody's different. Your daughter what happened with her is she's just not finding things that she quote unquote likes. But she just hasn't been able to explore the variety of what's out there. When people think about health food, they think they're going to be eating grass all day. But that's not the case. I did a show on this last night. This was my show last night. After we get what we're going and we have to start booking these other shows with all this good information on it, and getting ebooks and things. I got to call Don and see what Don's doing.
I was going to say, I sent you an email about that because we should have had them. We should almost be, and I need some time to,
yes.
do the final, make it nice and then put it up on the website.
Yeah.
And we need to talk. We're going to do this tomorrow at 10 because you got to get ready to record.
Yeah.
But we need to talk about what these celebrity guys are supposed to be doing for you. Because we can make all these products for you, Veronica, but if nobody is driven to them, what's the point?
Yeah, no, I realize that.
So I'm just wondering, I've talked with Russell because there was this sponsorship thing. We put all the stuff together. They just have to put it up on the site. It's been over 3 weeks and nothing. So
okay, all right.
It's not a landing page. Like I know you mentioned several times in your email. Landing pages are very easy to make if you have the content, right?
Okay.
So the actual cosmetics of it and all are really very easy to do.
Okay.
My problem is I don't write sales. I keep telling you that. I don't write.
Yeah, but we can find somebody easy that does that stuff and does it well, and that's what I'm saying. We get somebody on the team that does it, and everybody that comes through, we plug them in to that particular thing.
If somebody was writing that content, I could move much more quickly.
Okay,
so that's just my weakness. I don't write. I can't,
so we need to go out and find somebody that does. I mean, there's all these places we can get people. That's not his. He can, but it's not his strong suit. I want somebody that does it and likes to do it, and they just say boom, 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 boom. You know, because they can do it so easy because that's their forte.
Yeah, because it's really they only need to write 5 bullets, and an intro of 3 sentences. That's it. The rest of it is
I mean, the other thing I can do is I can bid out the job on someplace like Elance.
To do what though? To write the sales copy?
Yeah. And then once we have the copy, the only thing it needs to do is go onto the web page, right?
And put it with the graphics and make it pretty, which is very easy.
Okay, so we just need the copy.
You just need the copy, because I write it, but then if I go back and I look at it as a consumer, I wouldn't buy it.
Oh. Okay.
That's bad,
Well, I mean, what I can do is bid. How many words do you think this needs to be?
Well, it's made 2 to 3 intro sentences about this special offer, right? Which is really the last 15 minutes of each of your videos that you're doing.
Yes.
Right? The last 15 minutes where you're talking about the offer, they just need to take that, the information from that, and turn it into the slang.